In a time where all podcasts are the same, two guys have decided that enough is enough. This is the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the newest episode of the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen. I'm Stefan. He's Eric. Sean's behind the camera. Who's Sean? Nobody knows. He's an international man of mystery. Eric, how was your week?
It's been very uneventful.
That's
Very
good.
uneventful.
Would you call it unextraordinary? What the hell was that,
yeah,
Sean?
Definitely unextraordinary.
That was unextraordinary, Sean. I'm
It was
sorry.
Right, it was placed just to disrupt me. I
It was
know
a
it.
beep.
I
Sean's
know it.
popcorn is done in the microwave. You were saying, Eric?
I think that was the massage end of the black couch, the casting couch, Sean's casting. So,
You're weak, Eric.
a little late. No, it was good. It was a good week. My back still hurts.
Did you do any skiing?
No, but I put in some flooring.
Oh,
in
that's
the,
horrible
on the
for your back.
On the backboard.
Did you wear knee pads?
Of course.
Of course you did.
Of course I wore knee pads. Got to protect the knees.
Yeah, I bet you did.
But I knocked it out in about 8 hours. Did 150 square feet.
That's really good.
It looks spectacular.
Do you have a picture? Are we going to display your deck?
I'll go ahead and display my deck. It's back there.
Look at that
Look at that
craftsmanship.
thing.
Look at
Yes.
that craftsmanship.
It's beautiful.
Great job.
It's nice.
I had an uneventful week as well. We had this exciting story about all the shows and the places that I went out. I had my daughter was in complete dad mode over the weekend. My daughter is just playing the shit out of Minecraft.
Nice.
It's like she'll play for hours. But she'll play with her friends and her cousins, and I find it to be fairly social.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's doing like geometry. Like there's worse games she could play in Minecraft. I don't know where she gets it from. It's weird. But I was saying I was playing that game Elden Ring. I've played it for over 100 hours now.
Wait, were you like fighting your daughter for like time to play the game?
No, she'd go play Minecraft with her friends, and I'd play Elden Ring with mine. Just put the headset on. It was
Oh,
quality time.
good quality
for
time.
the two of us. 2 hours, she'd play with her friends, I'd play with mine. Then we'd come together and do things. But that Elden Ring game, I'm 100 hours in, roughly, maybe a little over that. 50% done the game.
Wow.
50% done. So anyway, it's going to keep my time. It's going to keep my attention, Eric. I suggest you pick up a copy. I don't know if they make it for the Wii, though.
They don't make it for the Wii.
I shaved too much. I shaved on Sunday. I bought a new set of clippers. Sunday bought them for me on the internet. And I was like, hey, just get the same ones. I like these. They were Norelco's. And then I love my wife, but she got these weird ass fucking clippers that like, you got to hold them like from the side. They're not like clippers. You know what I mean? They're like shaped like a comb on I don't know.
So she didn't get the same one.
Well, and they're battery powered, so they're like not heavy duty.
Right.
But so anyway, they only came with like 5 guards, so they have like very few settings. So she did a great job. My wife cuts my hair. She did a great job. As you can see, thank you, baby love, who doesn't tune in sometimes. But so she did a great job cutting my hair. But then I tried to use what I thought was the correct guard on my face. And like you often say, you have a weak chin, so do I. And now I'm sitting here and I feel naked.
Doesn't look too bad.
My daughter, and she screamed and she goes, what happened? And she goes, you look skinny. She goes, you look skinny, Daddy. And I said, well, Daddy's not fat. You know what I mean? She goes, no, you look weird. You look too skinny. It made me feel bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think my daughters have ever seen me without a beard.
Well, I told Sunday, because Sunday was getting pissed, and she was like, your beard's too thick. You look homeless. And she wasn't wrong. Like, I look like a homeless man.
Now you just look like a chinless
And I was
homeless
like,
man.
I'll fix you. And I shaved it too short. And I was like, she's like, yeah, you look, I don't think I've ever seen your facial hair short. I was like, I look weird.
The good news is the first day of spring is right around the corner, so it makes sense. You just thinned it out a little bit.
It's a time of rebirth.
It really is.
It does feel better. I need it a little thicker. I did it a little too short.
I'm getting ready to slim mine down with the warm weather.
You look good. You have a good length.
Yeah.
You have a good length.
Just went to my my barber today. Got it.
You have a barber? I used to go to Laura Grillo up in Towson. What happened?
No, I haven't seen Grill in a long time.
She used to fucking lower your ears.
A couple times.
Who's your barber? Like an old guy named Chet?
No.
Like, hey, welcome, Eric. And he puts like the fucking,
No, his name is Kristen.
I bet you sit in a chair just like that. His name is Kristen? I'm sorry, what?
It's a her. It's
Oh,
a her.
it's
It's
a
a
lady.
she. It's a her. It's a she.
Well, you know, that's not a barber. Are women barbers? I feel like that's
Yeah,
a
they
male
can-
profession.
No. They can be barbers.
Aren't they like?
She
Isn't
doesn't.
there a better term for that?
she
Does she
doesn't-
work in a barber shop with the
No.
spinny thing?
No, she has.
She work in a salon?
She has her own, like, I don't know what you call it, booth. It's her own place.
I don't think that's a barber. I see a barber as like
But
a guy who like swabs you up with the
Right.
shaving cream,
Well-
and he straight razors your neck and it hurts.
She does that. She does all that.
Kristen the barber. All right, I'll go with it. Conan can be a barbarian. Kristen can be a barber.
I've been seeing her since longer than my wife, so
I'm not touching that statement.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Nope. She's been around my life for quite a while.
That's great, Eric. Actor William Hurt died.
Yeah.
Can we show a picture of William Hurt? The thing I knew him best from was being Sergeant Thunderbolt Ross
Yeah.
in the Marvel films.
Yeah.
He was in like the Incredible Hulk, I think, right? And he was like the dad, the asshole dad. Played a great asshole.
Did a good job. Good job
military
with that.
dad.
Yeah.
And then he was in like he was more of like an 80s star. I think.
Yeah.
Like there was like The Big Chill. I don't know that I've ever seen The Big Chill. Have you?
The big movie, not The Big Chill, that I loved him in was Broadcast News.
What's broadcast news?
It's very good. It's about, he's basically a news reporter, and Helen Hunt, I believe. Is it Helen Hunt?
I don't know. I've never fucking seen it.
I wasn't prepared to go into a big,
All right, never mind.
anyways.
Listeners,
It's a
look it
great-
up. What's
it's
it called?
it's called
Broadcast news?
Broadcast
Is it a
News.
comedy? Is it an
It is.
action?
It's a comedy drama. It's really good.
Is there romance?
Yes, there is romance.
All right. Well, I don't care anymore. You take too long with these things.
Well, I wasn't.
I'm moving on to the next topic, Eric. People don't want to fucking watch you scroll on your computer. You understand?
Okay.
Thank you. Next topic. Rod Stewart back in the news. Do you believe this? Have you heard anything from Rod Stewart in the last 20 years?
Hey, he's busy. He's busy from what I
He
hear.
didn't put an album out. I read this and I thought it was hilarious and wanted to tell you. Rod Stewart criticized by local authorities, and he lives in like Scotland, I think, for filling potholes in his neighborhood. So he gets out, right? Says taking matters into his own hands. By the way, he's 77.
He looks
Can you
great.
imagine riding down the street in your little neighborhood and looking out the window and there's 77-year-old Rod Stewart filling fucking potholes, and you're like, is that Rod Stewart? And it's like, no, that couldn't be Rod Stewart. He's 77 and super rich. But he put the video on TikTok. So even fucking Rod Stewart's on TikTok, guys. By the way, we need to get on TikTok.
Yeah.
Listen, but this is what he said. He was frustrated. He lives in Harlow, Essex, which I believe, is in England. But instead of going to the authorities, he said, he and the boys, who are the boys, by the way? Like, you're 77. He and the boys thought we would come and do it ourselves. But this is the best part. This is the creme de la creme. Here's the line that I love. He goes, people are bashing their cars up. The other day, there was an ambulance with a busted tire, he explained as he shoveled his gravel. And then he goes, my Ferrari can't get through here at all.
Mine either, Rod. Mine either.
So the next time your Ferrari is hitting potholes, just go fill them yourself.
Yeah,
Fuck
why
yeah,
not?
Rod Stewart. I thought you would like that story. You like
Yeah,
guys
that's good.
taking charge.
Hell yeah, he's
You know,
a
doing
doer.
things on
He's
their
a
own.
doer. Get this shit done.
It's like you're working on your back deck. Rod Stewart's
Look,
filling potholes in a neighborhood that has Ferraris.
And look, he's got reason to bitch about it because he's actually doing something.
How bad are the roads in England if there's potholes in Rod Stewart's neighborhoods?
It's gotta be bad.
You know?
It's gotta be bad.
Gas prices are high, Eric.
They are.
What have you been doing? Have you been working from home more? How are you combating the gas prices?
I feel like I've been driving more.
Have you?
Because like the comedy shit's been picking up.
Has?
So yeah. So it's like I'm driving way more than I have.
The most I drive is up here to this podcast.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, gas is getting really expensive. We're going to have to do the podcast from my house from now
Well,
on.
I tried to carpool with you tonight, but you just didn't want to fucking do it.
I was on the
So
other line.
I tried.
I told you that. I was on a phone call, Eric.
Feel your pain, Rod Stewart. I'm trying to be a solution.
I'm not a pothole, Eric. I was on the phone.
Well, might as well, Ben.
Now, in the biggest news of the week, at least for me, Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, has passed away.
Man.
NWO for life. Did you watch wrestling when you were a kid?
Back in the day, but he wasn't one of the folks that I was.
You don't remember Razor Ramon?
I do vaguely remember the name, yes.
And the NWO, when they invaded WCW, they
Yeah.
changed the face of wrestling.
They did.
They had this great storyline. Do you know this storyline? They left the
Tell
WWE.
us.
It was Diesel and Razor Ramon. They were two like the biggest stars in the WWF at the time. It became the WWE. And they basically didn't renew their contracts. There was something happening behind the scenes where they officially signed with WCW, but no one knew it. So they were the outsiders. They'd come through the crowd and they'd get in the ring and disrupt the fights, and nobody knew if it was real or not.
Right.
So they became this shtick where they were the ultimate heels that would just like run rampant. And that's when Hulk Hogan turned heel, joined the NWO. So Scott Hall has a rich sort of storied history, being Razor Ramon.
Is that when his whole color theme changed?
Yeah,
too?
he went all black and white.
Yeah.
And those guys were all the outsiders. That was a whole era, a whole Monday. They had this thing called the Monday Night Wars between Nitro and Raw back in the day. It was like the Attitude Era with Stone Cold.
Because that was right after like Diamond Dallas Page was like at his
Self High Five, Diamond Dow DDP.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing about WCW. They had all this knockoff music, because that was clearly like that Nirvana song. It was like down and out, down, down, down.
Yeah.
But it was just like Self High Five, and then they changed like one note where it was like down and out, down and down, and it was like, this is definitely Nirvana, but they got away with it.
Hey, the Diamond Cutter.
Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
Diamond Cutter was a great move. The Razor's Edge was an iconic move.
Yes,
I want to give it
I
up
do
to
remember
Scott Hall,
that.
Razor Ramon. He took him above. It was like a crucifix, reverse crucifix, to where he took the guys down. It was a move that I did on my best friend's little brother, my friend Stephen Creamer, when I was a kid. I used to flip his little brother Michael up. His brother was kind of special. I didn't realize it when I was a kid, and he was just always like raging and kind of violent. But we would just throw him around like a rag doll. He loved to wrestle. But one time I put him in the Razor's Edge, and he hit his head on the top of the couch. No shit, Miss Joyce was real mad at me, and I did not get any sweet tea before bed that night.
No, you didn't.
Whew, but Razor, yeah, we'll say.
Doesn't surprise me. You're beating up on little kids.
That's what I
Doesn't
do. I
surprise
still
me.
like doing it. I like dominating them in basketball, or
Does
I'm
that
at least a foot.
make you feel like a big man?
Yeah, big strong man. Which is real funny, just basketball real quick. My wife said that she got recruited by like one of the other teachers to play 3-on-3 basketball against like 3 of their students, just like for fun. And I think the other teacher just assumed she was good at basketball because she's black. She's never played basketball. She's like, Stefan, I don't know what to do. I was in ballet. She's like tall too, so you just would assume she played basketball. I was like, baby, I'll help you as best I can. I used to play a lot of b-ball back in the day. I coached my mom to a championship. I used to coach women's basketball at my church. My mom was in the league, and I was like, hey, Jesse and I was my assistant coach.
You were in the choir too, weren't you?
I was 16 years old. There were no coaches in this league. They were all just like player coaches. I was like, we're going to go coach, right? And so we go, and we had a draft. We drafted this 6'4" woman named Margaret Casper. We called her the ghost in the post. So everybody else was there just like not really treating it. They were just like assigning the teams. We're sitting there fucking taking notes, right? I drafted her. Drafted a lady that we called Rod Stewart. She had like a mullet. She was awesome. She's a little point guard. I took my mom in like the 5th round, the 5th or 6th. I was like, Mom, we might not get you.
Fucked up shit right there.
She was good. She's good at threes. Played a little D. We won the championship that year. I showed up to every game in a suit. But we won, you know what I mean?
30 chairs? Didn't 30 chairs?
I always had the schedule rolled up. I threw some things. They would get mad at me. They were like, Stefan, tone down the theatrics. We would basically like build the lineups and stuff. And I'd do this stuff. Some ladies would get mad at me. They're like, we haven't played our minutes. And I'm like, listen, Delilah, we're trying to win here. Go sit down and get some water.
Drink some Gatorade.
Yeah, I was there to win. You know what I mean? I was a 16-year-old me coaching these 40 and 50-year-old women.
Well, as long as you didn't pick any fights with any opposing coaches, didn't throw any chairs.
I
then,
didn't.
Okay, I think
No.
you're
Sportsmanship. This is sport, Eric. I play by the rules, okay?
All right.
This is sport. But anyway, I told Sunday, hey, I'm happy to coach you. I can't wait to have her out there shooting 1,000 fucking free throws every night.
All right, do some wind sprints.
Yep, we got a neighbor up the street with a bucket. We're heading there when I get
Nice.
home, right by the moonlight. I get her ass out of bed and say, let's go. We're shooting free throws. She'd look at me like I'm crazy.
I can't believe that.
So anyway, that was my week, and R.I.P. William Hurt, R.I.P. Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Too sweet. Eric, what's wrong? What's wrong now? I know you want to bitch. You seem happy, but as we all know, you are a cynical person. I'm glass half empty. Why don't you tell us what's bothering you this week?
Well, I'm kind of on fumes. I'm not sleeping very well.
Why? The gas prices? War in
Gas
China?
prices, the war in China.
You heard me. I got my communist countries mixed up.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping well. I have a CPAP machine now. I snore really bad.
You have a CPAP machine.
I do.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not.
That's you.
I'm.
Can you wear it on stage at our next show as you introduce?
No, I don't want it to get filthy in those filthy places that we perform.
Oh,
in.
you and your so there you are, laying in bed with your restored foreskin and your CPAP machine. Tell me what else?
Hey! I also wear a mouth guard. I am a catch. I am a catch.
You wake up and you're just like in bubble wrap. You just look like one of those like guys in the.
Hey, can you turn the TV down? I can't get any
You're
sleep
like the
over
fat
here.
samurai outfits. You're just. Emily's gotta like take your goggles off and your CPAP.
Every time I roll, it's like pop, 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 pop.
You know when Darth Vader goes in that thing, and they,
Yeah,
like Luke when he's like under the water and he's trying to recover on Tatooine or whatever the
man.
Hoth, the ice
Yeah,
planet.
I sleep in a pod. It's a pod.
God, sleeping is so miserable for you. I can't wait till we're in a hotel room.
It's getting good though. It's getting better, but the problem is
I'm gonna drop so
look.
many bacon. What are they called? Bacon bits, like the fake soy bacon. I'm gonna dump that into your
yuck.
fucking CPAP machine while you're sleeping in our next show when we're in the hotel.
I
together.
would, I leave it at home because I already know you'll fuck with it and you'll probably pee in the
I wouldn't
in the tank
pee
or
in it.
something.
I wouldn't want to be too gross.
Actually,
but
I watched a video recently of a guy. He's like, "Oh, my buddy's sleeping. He's just got a CPAP machine. I'm gonna go check on him, make sure everything's okay." And he like goes into the room and he farts right next to the machine, and it sucks the fart in and like blows it into like right.
now
into
that's
the,
funny. I would do that to you. That I would do to you. That's harmless fun.
The guy comes right out of his sleep. He's like, "Whoa!"
Oh man, I am gonna read up on how to fuck with people with CPAP machines and not kill them. Because I'm thinking now if I put the bacon bits in there, you would probably just.
I'd probably just eat them. I would just.
I'm gonna fatten you up then. That's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna feed you liquid, like I'm gonna liquefy chicken, like Hugh Jackman did when he was trying to be Wolverine, and I'm just gonna dump it in there. You're gonna get so many calories. I'll mix it with milk and heavy curd.
I mean, isn't it like the food when they do a food tube or whatever? It goes up your nose.
I'm gonna do this over the course of the next month. You're gonna be like, I don't get it. I'm intermittent fasting, but I put on 35 pounds.
Oh man. So yeah. Anyways, long story short, this stuff is expensive. And my benefits are supposed to cover some shit, and you have to order all these parts.
For the CPAP.
For the CPAP, like filters and all these things that you got to replace. It's absurd. It's a racket. It is a racket. And I placed a refill order, and the company didn't refill it. Well, it missed my benefits and all that bullshit. Mm-hmm. So now it put me out it's like $400 or $500 that put me out. And
Just so you can sleep.
So I can sleep. And I'm gonna call them up and give them a piece of my mind.
What's a CPAP machine for, Eric? Why do you have that?
It's so that you don't snore.
It's for sleep apnea?
Yeah.
You have sleep apnea?
I do have sleep apnea, yes.
Well, say it, Eric. It's not about snoring. We're not idiots, and we can take a
snoring-
diagnosis.
Snoring is sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea means at times when you're sleeping, what happens?
You stop breathing.
Okay, so this is important. You need
Yeah,
this.
it's hard on your heart and everything. It literally is going to add years to my life so that I can be here for comedy.
If I was your wife, I'd be turning that thing off every night. Hey, Eric, what have you been watching, huh? You been watching a few things?
Yeah, man. we talked about Righteous Gemstones.
Uh-huh.
And
Did you wrap it up?
Yeah, we wrapped it up. And by the way, the episode I was getting into right when we talked about it, Wayne Duvall he came back in strong.
And Wayne Duvall, tell the listeners again.
That's my wife's uncle.
He's your wife's uncle, so he's your uncle by marriage.
By marriage.
That's cool. So we can call him Uncle Wayne.
I call him Uncle Wayne.
All right, now so what's Uncle Wayne been up to?
So he's he came in strong.
Back on the show. You said he was only on one episode and then he come back in? I
Came
stutter
back
when
in.
I get excited.
Came back in as I think it's Welton. And
His name, that's his character's name? Is Welton?
Weldon.
Weldon.
Yes.
Welton or Weldon? Is it a T or a D?
D. Weldon.
Weldon.
And he's I actually saw his ass.
You saw Uncle Wayne's ass?
Now I'm hoping it was a body double, but knowing him, he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna show my ass."
Do you watch this show with your wife?
Yes.
Oh, so she saw Uncle Wayne's ass.
She saw
too.
Uncle Wayne's ass too. It could have been a body double because you didn't see his face with his ass.
Could have got weird if she was like, "Oh, there's Uncle Wayne's ass again," and you're like, "Wait a minute, what?" And then childhood was real dark. You know what I'm saying? But we're happy for Uncle Wayne.
Yes, we are. He did a great job.
Righteous Gemstones season 2. Put a number on it. 1 to 10.
Oh, I'm going 9.
Going 9.
Going 9 on that one.
All right, you know what I stumbled upon? It's back on HBO, came out a few months ago. Dune? Did you catch Dune?
I have not.
Sean, you seen Dune? Did you like it?
I liked it.
I liked Dune a lot.
Okay.
I gave Dune an 8.5.
Okay.
Big sci-fi epic. It's got a great cast. Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa. Anything with Jason Momoa is worth watching. In my book, you know, he's a handsome man.
Oh,
He's a handsome man.
Is that your man crush?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm
already
alone.
now.
I'm insecure enough to say that I would fuck Jason Momoa in my man.
I think
you
he's
know?
disgusting.
We'll get it. You got to go. Sean, you're stepping in. Eric's out. No, so Momoa, you got Josh Brolin.
All right.
Just star-studded cast,
All right.
and I don't want to tell too much about the plot, but it's really good. It's based on a book from 1965, and then they made a movie in 1984, the year of my birth, that starred Kyle MacLachlan, who I'm sure you know was the star of Showgirls, one of your all-time favorite films, Eric. That's a 1994 chestnut starring Elizabeth Berkley after her Saved by the Bell days.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't seen Showgirls, you should. But so
Got
anyway,
about 10 good minutes.
yeah, supposedly that other Dune sucked. The 1984 one. I've never seen it. The guy that directed Twin Peaks,
I've
David
tried
Lynch,
to
directed
watch it, and it's
I heard it's a mess.
tough to watch.
But after seeing this new one, I want to watch it because what they did, the main criticism I read of that old one was they tried to shove like 6 novels in the one
Right.
movie that was 2 hours. So this one they leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but they set like everything up real nicely.
Oh, and by the way, a 2-hour movie back in the 80s required 2 VHS tapes.
That's a good point, Eric. That was a 2-part Dune epic. So anyway, Dune, check it out. I would recommend it. It's long. It's about 2.5 hours. So get yourself an extra sippy cup.
Get that VHS warmed
right.
up.
All right.
Well, I also started Marvelous
Oh.
Mrs. Maisel again, the 5th season.
Oh.
And it's very relatable to our lives.
Oh.
And I can do a lot of, I laugh very hard because there's so many moments where her manager is busting her balls for the same exact shit I'm busting your balls
Yeah,
for.
talent's been talent
And her
forever, Eric.
reaction to her busting her balls is exactly like your reaction. Like,
Yeah.
we could have written that movie.
Well, we live it. We don't need to fucking write a movie. We do it in real life. You know
But
what I'm saying?
I'm giving that, I'm going to hold it on to an 8 with that. And then trailing right behind is The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Okay.
Which we're rolling in at about a 7.5. I'm still digging it. I'm still watching it. And yeah, check it out on HBO Max.
That's great. Sex Lives of College Girls. I can't wait to watch that with my wife when I get home. You want to do sports?
Let's do it.
Let's do sports. Marv?
Jump shots. Goals. Running. Balls. Defense. Champions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marv Albert, and welcome to another edition of Stapless Sports.
All right, and now scores from around the league. Where last night, and actually, Eric, as a first, this is our first international score. We're going international.
Interesting.
So last night, where the Shitterton England Porcelain Thrones flushed the competition, beating the Crapstone UK Double Fudge Dumplings 203 to 107. Big game out of Paul the Big Poop Perkins as he played tremendous defense, locking up Dumplings star forward Charlie Chocolate Stain Smith, limiting him to just 7 points. The Fudge Dumplings have been swirling around the bowl as of late, as they have lost their last 6 and now risk being in the bowels of the league unless they can produce an upper decker in the next few games. And then in our game of the week, the bump-ass Virginia Lazy Housewives sucked the life out of the Gobbler's Knob Pennsylvania Blowjobs, beating off the Blowjobs' furious eruption of points to win 107 to 98. Allen, the Assman Anderson, was the top performer of the night as he squeezed off a load of points for the Housewives with 72. The Blowjobs are sucking wind down the stretch and will find themselves on the outside looking in for the playoffs, getting a facial at the spa. While the Lazy Housewives will be taking it easy next week as they are on bye. And Eric, it appears in other international news, you have a cricket headline for us.
I do have a cricket
News
headline.
from the cricket world.
So I came across this while I was doing my updates and picking my fantasy teams in cricket.
Okay, you play fantasy cricket.
Yes.
I need to get in that
It's
league.
riveting,
Can't
and
wait.
there is a lot of money to be made there.
Is Jars Ulrichsen the #1 pick every year? He's so good.
No, but Stewart Brood has a bone to pick. about a new rule, or it's an existing rule that they're changing it. One of England's most successful pacers in Test cricket is upset because the amendment to this new rule, or existing rule, the amendment now legitimizes the man-cad dismissal rule, and it was moved from unfair play category to the run-out play category.
Eric, can I stop you for a moment?
Man, this is heated.
As a purist, I am up in arms. I am
should
up
be.
in arms.
You should be.
Continue.
Hey, look, Brood, he took to Twitter and he said he was seemingly agitated when he said the man-cad requires zero skill and is an unfair way of claiming a wicket.
Fuck that.
Just so you want to know, the fine print is the man-cad is where a bowler runs out the non-striking batter in their delivery stride.
Of course.
If that batter is backing up, is now deemed legitimate mode of dismissal.
Well, of course I knew that, but thank you for educating the
wanted
listener.
the listeners to know where we're at on this.
Eric, I appreciate you telling everyone that. I don't know what I would have done had I not known that. Now that I know that, ooh.
Now I got to make changes to my fucking league.
Yeah, that's going to fuck fantasy up for the next
Because there's all
at
these
least-
unskilled players now that are going to be playing skilled.
Well, I can't wait to help you with fantasy cricket next year. Last piece of sporting news, Mike Tyson back in the news. One of my all-time favorite boxers, maybe my all-time favorite boxer. Do you remember his most famous fight? Well, most recently most famous fight? If you think Mike Tyson, what fight do you think?
I heard about it.
If you see Mike,
I heard about it.
what do you think of? What fight do you think of when you think of Mike Tyson?
When he may have nibbled on an ear.
When he bit Evander Holyfield's ear off,
I
right?
heard it was a nibble.
Now, Mike Tyson has a weed company. He has a marijuana company.
Right.
Go figure.
That makes sense.
And here's his newest piece, the newest line. Mike Tyson has launched ear-shaped edibles with a chunk mixing in reference to his infamous world heavyweight title fight with Evander Holyfield. I don't know if you can put the picture up, Sean, but I'd like you to, all right? They're called Mike Bites. They've landed in California. I'm going to try to get some for us to try. I'm going to see if I can order some Mike Bites for the gang. I think it's a brilliant. Say what you want about that guy, but he's a fucking brilliant
fucking
marketing.
brilliant.
Yeah, he's a
Brilliant.
smart businessman. He's found a way to stay relevant.
Oh, man.
30 years after his, a good fight, let's say. So.
Well, I know you're. We're just gonna leave them with this because the commanders, the new commanders. I know
you got to pick.
We're gonna leave you with this. This is Carson Wentz,
New quarterback
in the Commander's uniform.
Oh, he looks good,
look,
too.
There's nothing else we need to say. We're just gonna leave this in the visual minds of our listeners. So
Man, that's great.
enjoy that.
Great job. All right, that'll wrap up sports. Thank you. Okay, Eric. Thank you. Turn me back. It's time to do Earth is Full, or we're going to kick some people off the planet. You got to have a name this week. I'm hoping you do.
I do.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go. I wanted to do more due diligence, but I just got really irritated with this person. He just will not fucking go away, and the only way to make him go away is by kicking him off the planet. It is one Jussie Smullet.
Jussie Smullet.
Oh, I'm so tired of hearing about this guy.
Yeah, he
He's
manufactured
a fucking
a hate
crybaby. He was found guilty on 5 of the 6 fucking charges of fabricating this fucking thing, and now his brother is now saying, oh, it's unfair and it's all wrong and the justice system is broken. I can't disagree with him there. I think there are definitely faults in our justice system. But when
Really?
but when
You've come a long way. You've
was
come a
being
long
serious.
way, righty.
But look, when there's multiple charges and you're found guilty on most of them amongst the peers of a jury, man, I don't know, my friend.
Yep.
Why don't you just go buy some Subway subs
Hey,
for some
that's a good
strange
choice.
people?
That's a good choice. He manufactured a
I'm
hate
just-
crime at a
I'm
time of
s-
high racial tension.
Yeah, and for his own benefit is just,
Great.
this is, anyways.
I
You
love
gotta
I love
fucking
how
go.
serious your subject
Gotta
matter
fucking
is.
go.
Two things. I have to say one thing, and then I'll tell you my person. I have to welcome back someone.
Just so you can kick him
No,
off.
I have to welcome him back because the reason I think he heard me. I don't know how
All
or
right.
why, but if you recall last week, I
you
told you
a
Tom.
redemption?
I told you Tom Brady's got to go, right?
Yes.
I said he's getting into film. He's producing and starring in 80 for Brady with Jane Fonda. No, right? No, thank you. Well, he spent like a week with his wife and kids and said, I can't take this. You get it, right? And he's like, I'm going to fucking go back and get my ass kicked by 370-pound dudes. Tom Brady's back to football. He came screaming back in his little spaceship. I had him on the moon. But
Hey, Tom, thanks for watching us.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Hashtag Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Tom.
I'm back.
So Tom's back. So now I got to kick somebody off. So I read this article here about there's a show I've never watched it.
By the way, I hope you put the picture up here. Tom Brady, there's a picture I saw where he's like all gray with this big beard.
He's an old man. Yeah, he's an
All
old
right,
man.
I'm sorry, I digress.
Have
Continue
you ever
on.
seen the show? I've never seen it. I've heard of it. 90 Day Fiance.
I've not.
Okay, I think it's a show.
I'm busy
where, like,
watching the college lives of.
I've
or
never
the
seen
sex
it,
lives of college.
But I think it's like one of those speed dating kind of shows where like there's a guy and a girl, and I really don't know the plot of it. I'm assuming they have to like be engaged within 90 days or some shit like that. I don't know, shallow people stuff. But so there's a star of that show. Her name is Stephanie Matto, all right? So she's a stripper in New York.
Oh, now you're on to kicking the women off. Okay.
I'm kicking this one
We
off.
have reversed roles.
Here's why, Eric. Here's Stephanie Matto hosting a giveaway you just don't see every day. She's doling out jars full of her farts to dozens of folks at the strip club.
I mean, gas is
She's
expensive.
Eric. It's like the biggest piece of her business. She has already banked $100,000 by bottling up her farts
That pisses
and
me
selling
off.
it online. She pocketed over $10,000 for her strip club appearance and the Jar of Farts tour. I can't take it. I don't want this woman on the planet anymore. I think we've reached a new low as a society when someone makes $100,000 in a calendar year selling their farts. Stephanie Matto. Eric's getting in the spaceship with you. I can see him clamoring to talk. He can't fucking wait. He's like, how could you do this? I think it's gross. Stephanie Matto, I'm kicking you off. You may have company. Eric, you want to weigh in?
No, I was just going to say, NASA has found a way to use farts and shit to fuel. So she's got fuel for her space shuttle to get out.
As always, this episode has been completely unextraordinary. Thank you, Dark Continent. Good night. I didn't really go anywhere.
This is the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen.
Hey, thanks for watching. And as we learned tonight, there's girls out there making over $100,000 a year jarring their farts. All we're asking you to do is click that like or subscribe button. It's pretty easy, doesn't cost you a dime. Click like, click
For the
subscribe.
life of God, please subscribe.
I'll sell you something. I don't know if you want bodily fluids. I got sweat.
I can give you farts all day long.
I got a lot of facial hair that I took off and now I look weird.
Just subscribe.